We're here for a public hearing to consider the proposed adoption of the revised Lake County erosion and sediment control rules. The hearing is being called to order by myself, Commissioner John Hamerchak. This is the second of two public hearings being held in accordance with Section 307.79 of the Ohio Revised Code for the primary purpose of hearing endorsements and/or objections to the proposed adoption of the revised Lake County erosion and sediment control rules. The public hearing will be recorded. The verification of the public of the newspaper can be waived. Gentlemen, do we have a desire to do so? Motion to waive, do we have?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Bregovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamerchak.
Yes. Okay, and we have a representative from Lake County Soil and Water Conservation District. Do you have any comments today, sir, to add to the discussion regarding the revised Lake County erosion and sediment control rules? Good morning, sir.
Good morning and thank you. Dan Donaldson, Lake County Soil and Water District. This is a minor amendment to these rules. Basically what it does is brings our inspection and notification process in line with the Ohio Revised Code, better in line with the Ohio Revised Code, and provides for a local appeals process under the authority of the county commissioners or its designee for things like the issuance of a stop work order, or actually mostly I think it's a denial of a permit, which I don't believe has happened yet, but we just included that appeals process in these rules. And to my knowledge, no changes have been made since our last public hearing.
Excellent, excellent. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. At this time, audience members wishing to comment on the proposed adoption of the revised erosion and sediment control rules are invited to speak, or you may have an agent speak on your behalf after stating for the record your name and address in full. The board requests that each person speak only once unless adding a statement for the record not previously made. Oh, good heavens, that was quick.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning. Josh Edgel, and I'm at 265 Bradley Drive, Painesville Township. Just clarification, really, on page 33 under 6.2, it says email and/or by writing. I think that it needs to be, can be email, but it also should be writing as well, so it needs to be mailed, regardless if it's been emailed or not. So if it's a notice of violation, it should be mailed in any case.
Okay. Page 33, sorry, I was flipping. Notice of violation 6.2. And which paragraph, sir?
Second
It
paragraph.
should be, it's under 6.2, second paragraph.
And legal, Dan, thoughts? Actually, if you could come to the microphone, I'm sorry, because it's being recorded. You'll be lost to history. Can't have that.
Just clarification.
Yeah, we currently do both. Email. We've got a lot of, we're trying to go into an enterprise-wide electronic system for all of our
Sure.
permitting through the building department, soil and water, and all these things. So, in the Ohio Revised Code, there's the due process when these rules were made back in the late 80s. Is a little different than what's available to us today.
Sure.
A lot of people prefer emails. They get them faster. We all know the problems we've had with the post office, but currently, notices of violation, we are doing inspections, we email only. Notices of violation, we're emailing and mailing. But the notifications by mail are sometimes showing up 5 days after the email. So
Oh, yeah.
it's just one of those things.
Then the question is what goes in the mail? Is that just general delivery? Is that something needs to be signed for? What's
No,
the
it's
flavor
just,
there?
due notice is just considered mail. It's standard mail.
Regular mail.
And looking to legal, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't have a problem with doing it both methods. That's not a problem at all. And if I'm understanding Mr. Donaldson, you do that now.
We're currently doing that, yes.
So, and to the gentleman's point, do we want to memorialize that it will be both, not the or? So is there an appetite to strike the /or, where it says and or, just email and in writing?
I don't have a problem with that. Do that.
Sir, would that
Thanks.
satisfy your
Yeah, that'd be
concern?
great, yeah. I just think because email, if it's going to one of our employees, they're no longer with us. We don't get that ever, probably, or who knows, right? And so
Sure.
the mail, at least, we could have. So
Kind of like your statutory agent, their person of record if they're not there.
Sure.
Or if it gets lost in spam or whatever other gobbledygook.
Yep.
Okay, gentlemen, thoughts? as we progress?
Mr. President, I don't have an objection since legal and the office doesn't. I think it's just something we'll have to keep an eye on in the future because I could see a world where mail is only delivered once a week. You know, if postal services change substantially in the future, we may have to revisit this years from now, but for the time being, it complies with our current practice. So I don't see why we don't give double notice to make it easier for the contractor to respond.
Sir?
I was just going to say to the gentleman's comment about it could be an email from an old employee, absolutely, but obviously it's incumbent upon folks to keep people up to date with whoever the contact person is, but I hear what you're saying.
well, and if that's the case, I'm okay with that too. Just the and/or. I think we just need to know which way it's going to come to us. So either way,
That's all.
okay. Thanks.
So, but back to your original point, are you okay with the and or?
Well, I think it
knowing
just
that we
needs
have
to
a
be one
policy?
or the other, I guess. Or
So
if you're going to do
just
both, that's
and.
great. But
So it's and, we remove the slash or.
We just
That'd
keep
be-
it and/or,
Now you're confusing me.
we'll go with and only.
And
Regular
only.
mail and email.
Okay,
that way we know which way to look for it.
gotcha.
Got it.
Commissioner Plushik, thank you. Commissioner Regovich, thoughts?
That's all good with me.
Okay,
Cool. Yeah, that's good.
thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay.
One
are
more
there-
clarification.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh,
Yep.
yes, sir.
It does also on the same page, the very top first sentence, says the administrator shall have authority to make immediate on-site adjustments. Does that constitute a violation right away then if you're making an adjustment on the fly?
I will leave that to Mr. Donaldson.
No, I would say.
Again, you gotta be on microphone, sir, unless you wanna grab one of the empty chairs. Well, we have one empty chair, so.
No, we would reserve, we really refrain from offering up which BMPs are going to be on a site, you know, just because we don't want to be involved in
For
the
those who may wanna know, what is it, BMP?
best management practice to control erosion and sediment control. We really refrain from telling people exactly what to put on their plans and what to do in the field. We would reserve this right if we were having like a public health and safety or an environmental hazard issue, where we would tell somebody to build a berm and then don't do anything until your engineer revisits your site plan and corrects it for whatever measures. But it doesn't necessarily constitute a violation. The site might be in violation if it's discharging. But I would say actual on-site changes, we've probably asked people to do things once or twice in the last 20 years of administering this regulation.
So your example of building a berm, that's if there's discharge onto other properties. causing
Yeah,
downstream.
adjacent properties or something like that. We might ask them to do something immediately while their engineer is revising their plan to account for whatever the issue is.
Got it. Okay, thank you. And forgive the smile, I was just looking at the cooing child back there, little baby. So, no, that's okay, that's actually
Thank you all for
wonderful.
your time.
Oh, thank you, sir. So, that was the grandpa in me coming out, sorry. Okay, do we have other members of the audience wishing to address the board? Okay.
Just a minute.
Oh, yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is David Denner. I live at 641 Blackbrook Road in Painesville Township. I've lived at that property since 1974. Specifically why I'm here is for the sediment and erosion control rules that are currently in place. I'm glad to see Soil and Water out here. They can confer what I'm about to say. By the way, they've been excellent. They've been really good about being Johnny on the spot and taking measurements and doing a lot of things that we've asked them to do. So I want to give them kudos. They've always stepped up too. The reason why I'm here is because I've lost property because of erosion from upstream. Now, the property that I'm talking about upstream is on Painesville City and Mentor. It's owned by Painesville City and Mentor. It is the Diamond Shamrock property. It's also the Shamrock Courts condos, I believe that's what it's called. Since that and well, a little bit backstory. There were some condos that was built next to my property, and they straightened the stream, which had numerous oxbows in it, without the approval of Army Corps. So that was straightened, which anytime you straighten a stream, you increase the velocity of the water. Then they started building on the other side of Route 2. Now, before that building was permitted, they had public meetings such as this. Army Corps held the meeting, and I expressed my dissatisfaction with construction on that site, the old Diamond Shamrock property. By the way, I used to walk that property all the time. I don't want to bore you. So I wrote a letter to Army Corps because that was what they suggested I do. I did. They have it on file. I have made, since that time, the flow of the stream has increased dramatically to the point that I am losing property on both sides. I own on both sides of Black Brook Creek. My property floods every year. Before that, we had we had the county check to see, and I don't know what it's called, but you can build on the property without having a water damage, and I'm not sure what that's called. Anyone help me?
Floodplain regulations?
Well, it's not a floodplain. It's a check to see that indeed you can build on the property because it doesn't flood all the time. And it passed that. Unfortunately, that happened to diminish when they had the fire down in the lower section. I don't have a copy of that.
Fire?
There was a fire. Wasn't there a fire down in the down by the park, Painesville Park? I know there was. Maybe I'm not telling you, but they had a number
Are
of.
you talking about the Health District building?
Yes,
Golly, that was
a while ago, wasn't it?
15 plus years ago?
Right, but
Yeah.
I've been visiting Mr. Denner my entire 28-year career.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, this has been going on for 28 years? Oh my
Well-
goodness.
We've been visiting for a long time.
Okay.
a very long time.
Yeah.
We're old friends. We don't share Christmas gifts, but
And we're talking about the areas just north of like the development around Home Depot and areas like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
areas near Home
Diamond Center.
Depot. Got it. Okay. Just for those who may not have heard you say that.
So to try to give you all the backstory, but certainly there's no time here. I've had many discussions with Painesville City Council. I've been here, but at a different building, with the county commissioners. I've talked to them. I've talked to anyone that would listen. I've talked to ODNR, to no avail. I'm still losing property. Because of the erosion, I'm still losing property. Now that stream at one time had fish, it had wildlife, there was always muskrat, there was wildlife down there. There's none now. There's always some sort of litter or garbage coming down that stream. It wasn't like that before. And like I say, I've been there since 1974, so I have history on that. My hope is that, number one, there's two reasons why I'm here. Number one, it brings to light my plight, because having looked at the stream going from upstream from my property down to the lake, I believe I'm the only residential property that's there. So, and I know that it takes more than one person to have people in public office do something, because that has been my experience, unfortunately. I'm hoping that maybe this comes to light. I'm hoping that something can be done. There's nothing that can be done for the past. But I certainly would hope that we can find a way to stabilize that bank so that I don't lose any more property. You know, I pay taxes like everybody else. I've been going up a brick wall for years, many, many years. And I've talked to everybody I could. And I don't want to say you're my last hope, but I've pretty much given up on everybody and everything else. So I appreciate your time. What you do certainly is up to you. I have no suggestions other than trying to stabilize the stream bank that I have, that is existing now. And I also would like to share that if you would ever like to come out and look at the property, I'm sure we could find a cup of coffee or something to ease the burden a little bit. But I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please ask me now.
Well, actually, this is a question more to Dan, so if I could. Is there anything in this proposed amended document that would prevent this gentleman from stabilizing his banks?
Oh, no.
Okay, the answer is no. Okay.
Yeah, there's processes for that.
Okay.
But the
So
problem,
we're not doing anything that will harm you.
I'm sorry, no, and I know you have to do what you have to do, follow the rules and all that, and I appreciate that. I guess what I'm saying is I'm a retired school teacher, and I've been told, well, you can always sue them. Well, I don't have the money to sue people, and that's not how I work anyway. I'd rather talk to the person. Let's work it out, person to person, and let's find an amiable solution. The courts, I mean, they certainly have a value, but not in this situation, I believe. I also, if I would want to try to cover the cost of trying to stabilize the bank with rocks or whatever they might suggest, I don't have that kind of, I'm on a fixed income, retired school teacher. Let's face it, school teachers don't get paid enough while they're working, you know, and to try to do it on a retirement salary just isn't feasible for me either. I sometimes have to choose between different things in my, and that's fine, that's my choice. So I appreciate that. I appreciate Dan and all that he's done for us. I don't know if he wants to talk more on the issue, that's up to him. But I wanted to thank you for your time.
Very good, sir. Appreciate your time. Thank you. Dan, anything you want to add? Are you good?
It really not as it pertains.
Okay, not as it pertains to this. Understood.
Conversation.
Okay. Excellent. Very good. Sir, again, thank you. Okay, any other members of the audience wish to address the board at this time? Any other members? Thank you. So at this time, the board is asking, are there any written comments on the proposed adoption of the revised Lake County Erosion and Sediment Control Rules? And Jennifer, nothing?
There were no written comments.
No written comments. Very good. All right, so if there's nothing further, we will adjourn this meeting at this time. Jennifer, note the time, please.
Noted.
Thank you. We will fold right into our regular commissioner meeting where I shall say thank you and welcome to our 47th meeting of the Lake County Board of Commissioners. Would all those who are willing and able please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority, and may we use our directives for the common good and for thy honor and glory. Amen. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Present.
Commissioner Regovich.
Here.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Here. Okay. This brings us to our first public comment portion. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address the board at this time? Anyone in the audience? Okay. Moving on. First resolution.
In special resolutions, resolution proclaiming December be a Santa to a Senior Month in Lake County, Ohio.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. We have Aaliyah, our Senior Services Manager. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. I just want to take a moment to thank our county employees for their participation in the Be a Santa to a Senior program. This is actually the 5th year that the county has partnered with Homestead's Be a Santa to a Senior program to provide gifts for lonely or isolated seniors here in Lake County. Most of all the gift items are very modest. We actually had one person that requested cleaning supplies, and county employees are always so generous to provide extra special gifts along with that and special notes. So I just really appreciate everyone's participation in that program. And Therese, who is the owner of Homestead, is going to come up and say a few words.
Excellent, thank you. You're not bringing the baby? Come on now, that would have been adorable. That would have been a first. Oh, I see you got it in the back, okay.
I brought reinforcements.
Ah.
But you know, it's funny, just that awe and wonder that children bring us. The holidays, you know, there's so many programs for children. And, you know, we remember the kids the holidays, but so often we don't remember our seniors. And there are retired teachers. There are our vets. They're the ones that made this beautiful, beautiful county what it is today. And so we are just so proud that this is our 20th year being able to serve the beautiful residents of Lake County. And we're talking about the seniors that are lonely, that are at home alone, who may not have another visitor for holidays. So the trees and the gifts that Leah talked about, it isn't just a gift. It's really the gift of companionship that I think is really so precious about this program. And it isn't a gift that's just dropped, but it's really a visit and some time spent. And sometimes we are the only visitor that our seniors will see. So Nancy, our executive director, sitting back in our purple, just updated me that we have 275 seniors that will be recipients of a gift this season. So thank you. Thank you for your support, for your recognition of the program, building awareness. It's just really important, I feel, to reach out. And there's just so many ways that we can remember and help our neighbors in Lake County that are older adults this season. So thank you.
Excellent, thank you, ma'am.
Mr. President?
Sir.
We should say it loud and proud. Santa is real. Through your program, we all have the opportunity to be St. Nicholas and to bring a little bit of light and levity from the holiday season into everyone's home. You're right. So often we forget about our seniors, even as we rightly remember the kids. And given that almost a third of Lake County residents today, according to the census, are seniors, it's all the more important that we make sure they're included in the holiday season. So we thank you for making Santa real for our seniors and giving us the opportunity to participate each year. You're doing God's work, and we're grateful to be a small part of it.
I completely agree. I think it was at one of our meetings a couple of weeks ago when they put the ornaments on the tree, and I saw them coming up, and about a day later I went to go get an ornament, and they were gone. So, you know, our employees do stand up. People that work for this county are, bar none, care about what they do, care about this county, and we're fortunate to have that. And I've always worried about those seniors who are isolated at home. I see the seniors at the senior centers are the ones that come out and get to socialize. I worry about the ones that we don't see, and this program gets you into that door and gets them something they probably desperately need. And thanks for doing this, and thanks for being around, and it's great for Lake County.
Oh, you're off microphone. Sorry, that's okay.
I said, you're welcome. We're just orchestrating it. I'm telling you, the people of Lake County are just so amazing. They really are. The response is amazing. And you, commissioners, I know you have stepped up and even personally delivered. So thank you.
Now, be a Santa to a senior. That's important. Excellent. Well, if there's nothing further, roll call.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Yes, and we have a lovely presentation, so. fun part of the job. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
In the Utilities Department, resolution increasing appropriations, transferring appropriations, and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities water, sewer, and various project funds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving final estimate number 9, release of retainage in the amount of $43,376.16 with VL Chapman Electric and accepting a 3-year maintenance bond in the amount of $103,580.76 for GLK Water Reclamation Facility VFD Replacement Project 440S 2020 for the Lake County Department of Utilities.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Randy, do you want to give us a full dissertation on variable frequency drives?
I don't know if we have time today, but
There you go.
answer any questions about this specific one. This is just closing out the project. So, yeah.
And these are all key upgrades, just future reliability, efficiency.
It is, yeah. Our wastewater treatment plant was last upgraded in about 2008, and these are just continuing upgrades as we go.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Okay, if there's nothing further, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving final estimate number 3, release of retainage in the amount of $14,116.25 with Monty Construction LLC and accepting a 3-year maintenance bond in the amount of $37,144.11 for Walnut Waterline Replacement Project 449W 2021 for the Lake County Department of Utilities.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
And the Commissioner's Office, resolution amending the Lake County Board of Commissioners regular meeting schedule beginning October 17, 2023.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution certifying to the Lake County Auditor the 2023 drainage charges for the Lake County Regional Sewer, Water, and Drainage District.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution increasing appropriations for various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash within various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving the 2024 temporary appropriation measure for the general fund.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Joel? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Briefly, this is our temporary general fund budget that you guys have before you for consideration. This budget appropriates approximately a quarter of the year for the months of January, February, and March. Sometime, hopefully shortly after the first of the year, Jason and I will be coming to you guys with our recommendation on a full year's budget. In the meantime, after this goes out, we'll be soliciting any questions or concerns from the elected officials, working with them on any issues, and we will try and put a bow on that and get the final budget done by the end of January. Knock on wood, but statutorily we have through the end of March.
Excellent. Very good. Gentlemen, anything for Joel?
Mr. President,
Sir.
I think it bears noting the extraordinary effort that this took on behalf of our County Administrator Jason Boyd and Joel DeMar. Without having a budget director to be able to complete the temporary budget, working with every elected and appointed official countywide, it's an extraordinary accomplishment. We appreciate that both of you went above and beyond your normal work responsibilities to get this done. It certainly helped that Joel is a former budget director himself and has state auditor's office experience, but even so, I know it was a very heavy lift, and so we just want to express gratitude to both of you for your hard work in presenting a balanced budget that keeps the county moving forward without the usual help of another full-time employee who specializes in the budget. So incredible work. And on top of that, to find and hire a budget director in that same period of time, it was quite a Christmas gift. Thank you for the extra work.
No problem. As always, Jason's been great to work for, but I especially want to recognize the team on my floor down in finance and HR. They have all stepped up in various different ways over the last month and a half. So I want to recognize them. They've put in a lot of hard work, and I want to make sure that they are recognized for that.
Very good, and I think that's a testament and a compliment to all the work that Mike Matus used to do. So that's worth mentioning. So thank you. Commissioner Regovich, anything you want to add, sir?
Just a great job in getting it done. I think it's ahead of schedule as it was to last year, but looking forward to the next step.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. If there's nothing further, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Moving on to departmental reports, utilities. Thank you. Job and Family Services.
No report today, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. County Administrator, no report, sir. Thank you. And Madam Clerk?
Yes, for agenda item number 5, where we amended the meeting schedule, that amendment is us adding a meeting, which is going to be our next meeting, which is Monday, December 11th, 2023 at 10 a.m. here in Chambers, but we will also have our regular Thursday meeting next week as well. So next week we will have two meetings, one on Monday, one on Thursday, both at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you, ma'am. Legal?
No reports, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Engineer? No report. Okay. Moving on to old business. Do we have any old business coming before the board? Any old business? Seeing and hearing none. New business. Do we have any new business coming before the board?
Mr. President?
Sir.
I just wanted to note that Eastlake held their annual Christmas market this past weekend, and former Commissioner Judy Moran, as usual, was the host with the most. It was a wonderful event with free hot cocoa and pony rides for the kids, and they were handing out a very special handmade wooden ornament to all attendees, so I brought one back for our official Lake County Christmas tree. If you see the little snowman, it says 2023 Eastlake Christmas Market. If you look at the back, it was actually made by former mayor of North Prairie Village, Ed Clow. So a beautiful handmade ornament was distributed to all attendees, and we wanted to recognize that in our official tree. Thank you to former Commissioner Judy Moran and the City of Eastlake for hosting such a wonderful community event. There are so many Christmas events, we can't even begin to cite them all, but we're excited to be celebrating Christmas in Lake County. I'm hopeful I'll be able to attend the community tree lighting ceremony in Mentor tonight, but that's just to name a few.
Excellent. Jason?
Good morning. I apologize, but I'd be remiss if we didn't congratulate the Perry Pirates and the Kirtland Hornets on their State of Ohio football championships last week. I think one of the commissioners referenced it last week. So congratulations to those two great communities, as well to our neighbors to the west with St. Ed's, and Glenville also won. So we had 4 state championship football teams out of 7 in Northeast Ohio, 2 of which were right here in Lake County.
Excellent point. Gentlemen?
Perry's first ever, which is exciting. So good. Kudos to Perry and Perry High School and the community.
And if I'm not mistaken, Kirtland's 7th.
It is Kirtland 7th.
I will say, when they opened their new football field earlier this year, I said, I'm not making a guess or a prediction. I said, I'm stating the facts. We're going to state and we're winning. So I just want to say to all the football teams who thought they could beat Kirtland, I told you so.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that was St. Ed's had their 3rd in a row. But I won't talk about them next year because my nephew graduates this year. So,
excellent, excellent. All right. If there's no other new business, moving on to our second public comment portion. Is there anyone wishing to address the board at this time? Is there anyone at all wishing to address the board? That'd be Mr. Massey. Come on up, sir. See, I'll still pull your legs. So it's that season, that jolly old soul thing coming out. I don't think your microphone's on, sir. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Brian Massey, 8196. I'll be very brief. I just want to bring the commissioners up to up to date on what we're doing on behalf of the citizens of Lake County. I did ask Jennifer to make a copy for you. We are following up to what we talked about last week. We did write to the House Ways and Means Committee, and we've given copies to just about everybody we can think about as far as taking a look at the Budget Commission and hopefully asking the state for some better legislation or guidance on what the rules of the Budget Commission are. And the other item that we will be working on is, again, has to do with the revaluation, the sexennial revaluation. I found out that the Riverside School District right now is at 22 mills on the outside millage, and with a 30% revaluation may bring them down to 20 mills, which would drastically impact the taxpayers in that division, or in that district rather. And but what I find out that there's very few people that really understand how to do the calculations. So it doesn't make sense to me that only a handful of people in the state know how to calculate whether or not the outside millage will reach the 20 mil limitation. So what I have done is I've contacted the state Equalization Board. I've used Riverside School District as an example, and I want them to tell me, I want them to show me the calculations and to determine whether or not Riverside will be at the 20 mil limitation. Therefore, I can calculate what the impact will be if there is a 30% increase in property valuation. And then what we'll do is we'll use that calculation for the other 8 districts that, well, there's already 3 at the 20 limitation, so the other 5, I guess. So I just want to let the commissioners know that we are trying to do our part for the people in the community, and I think property taxes is a very, very crucial part of that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay, anyone else wishing to address the board at this time? All right. Moving on, there is 2 requests for executive session. First being personnel compensation, the other being real estate acquisition. There will be no business to be conducted afterwards. May I have a motion to adjourn for the reasons so stated?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.